Hey guys, welcome back to Review Lounge. I'm here again with another review, and this is on 72 Hours, starring Kevin Hart, Marcelo Hernandez, Cam Patterson, Ben Marshall, and a few others. But those are the main people in this movie. And they're the main people because I've been seeing some promotions, and they're the main ones promoting the movie. So 72 Hours is almost like a Hangover kind of knockoff. It's a 40-year-old executive ends up at 3-day bachelor party with 20-somethings after being mistakenly included in their chat group. So basically, Kevin, he works for this firm, for, media firm that he does advertisements and everything. And he's out of touch, because he's older, he's in his 40s and everything. And he gets accidentally texted by this group that's having a bachelor party. So he thinks of a good idea of, oh, maybe he's not with it doing these commercials because, everything he does is very, cringy. So he thinks that, oh, since they've been texting me by accident, to the bachelor party, he says, well, let me come over. He's going to fit the bill for them, get them placed because, they're young, they're struggling because then they're sibling for their main friend that's getting married. And it's kind of funny because the main guy, he's not the important one. He's the as we can say, he's a token guy. The token, like as we all know, what a token black person is in movies and everything. So he's a token, decent friend group. You have the stupid one, you have the funny one, you have the one that's very like nonchalant and corny. Then you have the upstanding one. Just like Hangover, you have the one that's getting married. Then you have the playboy. Then you have the nerd pushover, and you have the really crazy, goofy one played by Jim Gaffianakis. So it's like this. So he meets up with them because he felt like that. No, with having them, he can maybe help his advertising because he's pushing a liquor drink for people that's going to be in their early 20s. So he's kind of out of touch, and he uses them. And also it has Teyana Taylor in it, but yeah, whatever. So in this movie, it's funny. It's about almost hours, 2 hours, close to it, and it's on Netflix. And I really enjoyed this movie. And I saw one critic. He was saying, "Oh, this is a knockoff. This is not funny." I'm like, you can't compare this to Hangover that came out years ago, like almost a decade ago, basically a decade ago. And this one, has to fall in to the demographic now. So my opinion that the person that's watching that did this review that I read, to me, you're not, people have their opinions, but to me, you have to understand how things are now. I have a 14-year-old daughter, and things that I did like 8 or 9 years ago, I'm saying now, she's like, "Oh, Dad, that's cringe." I was like, oh my gosh. And ironically, I just turned 40 past couple of days, so I enjoyed this movie. It has a lot of funny moments in it. There's one scene where Kevin Hart, he takes a certain drug, he turns into this ridiculous character called Ricardo Montoya, something like that. And there's a scene on the boat in this movie where it happens to him, and you have a special guest. I'm not going to spoil it. I can't spoil it. If you watch the Kevin Hart roast and you seen that special person that came out that everybody thought that would never come to, and then Kevin Hart, that's the person in it. I'm not going to say no more. Watch it. I recommend this. It's funny. To me, it never slows down. Honestly, I mean, I can see how people think this is corny, things like that. And some points of the movie, it's kind of corny. But the person that stands out really in this movie, every time Kim Hart and Marcelo's on the screen, kills it. Marcelo Hernandez is freaking phenomenal. Every time him and Kim Hart go back and forth, I love it. And if you watch SNL, Marcelo Hernandez, he's so good. He's so good. On SNL, he's so funny because he's over the top. He reminds me almost like a Jim Carrey. Not too crazy Jim Carrey, but when Marcelo gets in a character, he gets in a character, and he's Latino, so he plays a lot of the Latino, and I'm Latino as well. I have Latino as well, so a lot of his things he does reminds me of my cousins or my uncles or my mom, things like that. That's what he does, and he actually has a stand up comedy on Netflix as well, his very first one. But this movie is good. This movie is good. It's funny. It makes you laugh. It has, little things in there where it makes you want to think when it gets soft. But It was not needed because the movie has to have some type of small plot in it where the person learns something, in the end, which is okay. Which I think that was kind of forced. You didn't need that. I mean, you didn't need the because his Teyana Taylor plays Kevin Hart's wife, whoopie doo. I think that was not needed. I felt like if they kept that part and he was just by himself and like he needed to figure something out, you didn't need that. I think that was a waste. That wasn't needed. That part of him having his wife or meaning something or whatever or learning a story, that was not needed. That I felt like they could have changed that a little bit where that he can stop doing things on his own, but maybe listen to young people. Yes, I listen to young people, getting to know them more, finding ways of doing that. And so yeah, that was the weak part. Him and his wife on that storyline was weak, not needed. You have another storyline where they get in trouble with this, these mobsters, no, these gangsters, things like that, and that's kind of funny. But sometimes it's kind of corny as well. I mean, certain things that happen in the movie, where they get in trouble with that or they meet up with them, I felt like it was not necessary as well. It's kind of lazy. That subplot of the gangsters going after them, I felt that could have been different. I mean, they could have done something different with that. So that was not needed. The little relationship he had with his wife, well, his girlfriend Tiana Taylor, was not needed. The focal point of this is just him and the guys and their banter. Hilarious. Another standout is Ben Marshall. Ben Marshall, he's hilarious. If you watch SNL and when they do skits, and when he's in a certain skits, oh, he's hilarious. He has that dry humor, but it hits every single time. Loved it. Like I said, Marcelo Hanna is funny. Then you have Cam Patterson. He's also on SNL. Like I said, he's hilarious. He plays the dumb. He plays the dumb smart one there, where he says stupid. He does stupid stuff, but he says smart things and does smart things at the same time. So he's almost like if you watch the cartoon, show my age, Ed and Eddie. He reminds me of Ed. He reminds me of Ed, the big, tall, dumb one that's strong, but at points he's kind of smart. So you have that. So you like Ben Marshall. He's the goofy, like dry, corny person. Then you have Cam as the dumb, stupid, but kind of smart. You got Marcelo as the loud, arrogant, smart mouth character. And you have Kevin, and that all around is funny. This is a good movie. My opinion, if they promoted this movie in the theaters, like promoted it hard, if they promoted it and they had done everything with movies, this would have been a good summer movie because this is different from all the movies we have now. You have like Spider-Man coming out next week. You have Supergirl that came out was horrible. You have Toy Story. You have Moana. You have so much movies. You really don't have a strong comedy that came out besides the one with I forgot his name. I apologize, but not a lot of comedies coming out. Oh, sorry, Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen's movie came out. Him and his wife, and they meet this other couple. It's a comedy, but if they put 72 hours in the theaters and really promote it and push this, my opinion, this movie will make decent money because it's different from any other movies coming out in the summertime. You don't have a strong comedy movie in the summertime like we used to have. If this movie would have came out in the theaters and they would have promoted this and pushed it hard, it would have made money because this movie, you can tell, wasn't a high budget movie. It was very low budget, more than likely. So they probably would have profited on this movie if they would have promoted it just right. So like promoted it early, talked about it more, a lot of advertising, decent advertising, everybody can see it, advertising during the World Cup, things like that. This would have made a movie. Netflix doesn't do that. They wouldn't all come to streaming, and that's fine too. But my thing is, put it in theaters. Let it be in theaters for a little bit. Get money out of that. Then put it on Netflix, and everybody come to Netflix and watch it. This is a repeatable watch movie, in my opinion. But I was saying before, it does have his moments of weak storylines with his relationship with his girlfriend and the little mob part of it. That's kind of weak as well. So there's a lot of weak points in this where it's not necessary because if they took it away, it wouldn't have lost anything. It's not memorable. It's kind of corny and it's not worth it to have those two storylines in there. You don't need a relationship, and he could be by himself. I get what they were trying to do with that, but still, the movie would have done just fine if they didn't have that part in the movie. And all in all, this is funny. It has very funny moments. It had me laughing through the whole, almost through the whole movie, and I enjoyed it. So I enjoyed the same 2 hours with Kevin Hart. This is a fun movie. Good movie to watch this weekend because nothing really comes out this weekend. Besides Motor City, which I review that. So click on the link at the end to watch my review on Motor City. That's out right now. I say go see that. It's a different type of movie as well. But all in all, I like 72 Hours. 5 out of 5. I give 72 Hours a 3 out of 5. This is a good movie. I recommend this. See it. It's on Netflix. Pop it on. You don't really have to pause it. You can watch it all the way through. This is a good Friday night, Saturday night movie with friends, family, couples, all that. Enjoy it. So, have you seen 72 Hours starring Kevin Hart, Marcelo Hernandez, Cam Patterson, and Ben Marshall? What you thought about it? Leave the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, guys. Until next review, I'll talk to you later. Peace.